Jacksonville is about to change forever. A $1.4 billion stadium, 4 times bigger than before, is coming, packed with cutting-edge tech, insane amenities, and game-changing upgrades. Is this the future of football stadiums? Let's find out. To be honest, TIAA Bank Field, formerly Jacksonville Municipal Stadium, has seen better days. When it opened back in '95, it was a big deal, a brand new stadium to welcome the Jacksonville Jaguars to the NFL. A moment of pride for the city. But let's fast forward almost 3 decades. Compared to the high-tech sports palaces getting built these days, Jacksonville Stadium isn't just outdated, it's practically ancient in NFL years. Now, to be fair, they've tried to keep it fresh. Over the years, we've seen bigger scoreboards, fancier club areas, and improved seating. And sure, that's nice, but let's be real. You can slap a new coat of paint on an old house, but that doesn't make it a mansion. The core infrastructure of the stadium is seriously lagging, and it's starting to show. Aging HVAC, plumbing, and electrical systems, so outdated that keeping them running is basically a full-time job for the maintenance crew. Imagine trying to cool down a stadium full of screaming fans with an air conditioning system from the 90s. Yeah, less than ideal. Minimal accessibility features, limited ramps, not enough elevators, barely any escalators. You ever tried moving through this stadium? You know it's not exactly easy on the legs, and for fans with disabilities, even worse. The Florida heat? Whoa boy. If you've ever sat in the stands for a Jags game, you know the struggle. No major shade protection, no real escape, just you, the scorching sun, and the slow realization that sunscreen was a terrible substitute for an actual roof. And while Jacksonville's been patching things up, other cities, they've been building the future. Take SoFi in LA, a $5.5 billion futuristic marvel that's more than just a football venue. It's a tech-laden entertainment hub, complete with a 360-degree video screen and a translucent roof that cools the whole place. It feels like something NASA made. Or Allegiant Stadium in Vegas, where you're not just going to a game, you're stepping into a climate-controlled nightclub meets football experience that keeps fans entertained during, before, and after kickoff. Meanwhile, Jacksonville's been working with, well, let's just call it vintage charm. But enough is enough. Jacksonville is done being left behind. The city is now going all in on a $1.4 billion transformation. A stadium that doesn't just catch up to the modern era, but might just set a new benchmark for stadium innovation. And this just isn't about football. It's about changing the game for fans, the cities, and the future of Jacksonville itself. This is Jacksonville's moment to step up, and they're not holding back. Buckle up, because this thing is gonna be big. So, what exactly are they getting for $1.4 billion? Let's break it down, because Jacksonville isn't just renovating a stadium, it's building the future of sports entertainment. This is a massive, high-tech, fan-first transformation set to change the way we experience football. And honestly, it's about time. 1, massive canopy and weather control. Florida's heat, brutal. Florida's rain, unpredictable, but Jacksonville's new stadium is bringing in a high-tech canopy designed to cut heat by 70% and keep fans dry, because sweating through your jersey before kickoff, less than ideal. Putting this in perspective, Hard Rock Stadium in Miami still leaves the field exposed, so if your planner's sitting close, out of luck. Raymond James in Tampa, completely open air. Translation, no shade, no relief, just you, the sun, and the regret of not wearing SPF 100. Jacksonville's approach? Total game changer. This canopy isn't just for shade. It's strategically engineered to make the entire stadium more comfortable, efficient, and weatherproof. 2, 185% more concourse space. Ever felt like you've been spending more time fighting through crowds than actually watching the game? Well, that's over. The new stadium's getting 185% more concourse space, meaning wider walkways so you're not elbowing your way to the bathroom, more food and drink vendors, we'll get to those in a second, and way faster times because nobody buys a ticket just to spend half the game in line. Let's be real, watching a game shouldn't feel like navigating an airport terminal at rush hour, and now it won't. 3, 220 food and drink outlets. Speaking of waiting in line, this stadium is going all out on food. We're talking 220 food vendors bringing more variety than your usual overpriced hot dogs. A focus on Jacksonville's local culinary scene, so expect barbecue, seafood, and real Southern eats alongside stadium classics. Faster service so you can grab your food and actually enjoy the game instead of debating if a nacho stand is worth the half-hour wait. Because honestly, the days of missing an entire quarter just for a pretzel, done. 4, 71,500 expandable seats. This stadium is built for the big stage. Base capacity 63,000, expendable to 71,500 for major events. We're talking Super Bowls, college national championships, huge concerts. They're not just adding seats, they're upgrading them. You can expect bigger, more comfortable seating so you're not crammed in like it's a budget airline. Better sightlines so you can actually see the action, not just the back of someone's head. VIP lounges and high-end suites for the fans who like their football with a side of luxury. 5. Next-gen technology. This isn't just a stadium upgrade, it's a tech revolution. Imagine this: interactive touchscreens at your seat giving you live stats, replays, and play breakdowns. Advanced digital displays making every seat feel like the best seat in the house. Bottom line, Jacksonville isn't just building a better stadium, they're building a smarter one. This isn't just a facelift, it's a full-scale transformation, and when it's done, Jacksonville's new stadium won't just be an upgrade, it'll be the blueprint for the future of sports venues. So, who's paying for this $1.4 billion stadium? All right, let's get real. $1.4 billion isn't exactly pocket change. It's not a backyard renovation. It's a full-scale transformation of the Jacksonville sports scene. And with a price tag that big, the first question on everyone's mind is who's footing that bill? The funding breakdown. The cost is getting split 55-45 between two key players. Jacksonville's local government, $625 million. Jacksonville Jaguars, also $625 million, and then an additional $150 million from Jacksonville for the deferred maintenance, because let's face it, the old stadium needs some serious TLC. Now here's the part that'll make Jacksonville's residents breathe a little easier. No new taxes. That's right, no tax hikes, no sneaky surcharges, no surprise hidden fees in your bills. Jacksonville's leadership made sure this deal doesn't come at the expense of everyday taxpayers. And if the budget goes over, that's on the Jaguars. The team has agreed to cover any cost overruns, so if the construction takes longer or materials get pricier, the city doesn't get stuck with a tab. Honestly, that's a pretty sweet deal. A stadium of this scale with zero new tax burden, that's a rare win in the world of billion-dollar sports projects. $26 billion economic impact. But let's look beyond the stadium itself, because this isn't just about football. It's about completely revitalizing Jacksonville and pumping some serious cash into the local economy. According to economic projections, the stadium project is expected to generate a whopping $26 billion for Jacksonville over the next 30 years. And that's not just wishful thinking. Here's how it breaks down. $2.4 billion in immediate economic impact. As in, second construction starts, Jacksonville starts feeling the benefits. Over 10,000 construction jobs, because building a stadium this advanced is going to take an army of workers. $70 million in local and state tax revenue, helping fund schools, infrastructure, and community programs. And that's just the stadium itself. The surrounding area also getting a massive glow up. We're talking brand new retail spaces, because who doesn't love grabbing food, drinks, and some fresh Jags merch before a game? Public parks and community hubs, so the space isn't just a stadium, it's a place for locals to enjoy year-round. New residential areas, bringing more housing options right into the heart of the action. So no, this isn't just a stadium upgrade, it's a full-blown transformation of Jacksonville. A decade from now, people will just be talking about how great this stadium is for football, they'll be talking about how it helped reshape an entire city. Jacksonville workers are getting a huge win. All right, let's talk about something that often gets overlooked in these massive stadium projects. Who's actually going to build it? Because when a $1.4 billion stadium deal gets announced, you can bet big-time contractors from all over the country are lining up to cash in. And if nobody steps in, local workers can get left behind while out-of-state companies get the lion's share of the jobs. Originally, that was exactly what was about to happen. The initial stadium agreement didn't guarantee local hiring, and that meant thousands of high-paying construction jobs could have gone to workers from out of town while Jacksonville's own workforce watched from the sidelines. But here's where the game changer stepped in. Smart Local 435 and North Building Florida Trades Council. These groups fought hard to make sure that the Jacksonville workers got a fair shot. And they didn't ask just politely. They pushed, they negotiated, they made their voices heard. And guess what? They won. Now, thanks to their efforts, Jacksonville workers will literally be the ones building the future of their own city. What does that mean for Jacksonville? This isn't just a small win, it's a massive one. Here's what securing local jobs means for the community. Over 10,000 local construction jobs. Jobs that'll put food on the table, pay mortgages, and keep money circulating right here in Jacksonville. Apprenticeship for young workers, because this isn't just about jobs today, it's about creating career paths for the next generation. A stronger local economy with higher paying union jobs, meaning workers get fair wages, better benefits, and job security. And let's be real, this is exactly how it should be. If Jacksonville's spending over $1 billion on a new stadium, Jacksonville workers should be the ones benefiting from it. Lance Fout, business manager for Local 435, put it perfectly. When we drive by major projects, we want to see Florida license plates, not just out-of-state ones. And honestly, that's the kind of leadership that makes a difference. Because this isn't just a stadium, it's a legacy project for the entire city. Decades from now, people in Jacksonville won't just watch games here. They'll point to it and say, hey, I helped build that. That's not just exciting, that's powerful. No $1.4 billion project comes without challenges. All right, let's get real. A stadium renovation of this scale isn't happening overnight, and as credible as the finished product will be, getting there is going to be a journey. From construction delays to temporary relocations, there are some hurdles Jacksonville will have to clear. But hey, no pain, no gain, all right? 1. Construction timelines and disruptions. First things first, the rebuild kicks off in early 2025, and while that's exciting, it also brings up one huge question. Where are the Jaguars supposed to play in the meantime? Because let's face it, you can't exactly hold NFL games in a half-finished construction zone. For 2026 through 27, the team will have to relocate while the stadium undergoes the massive transformation. Possible spots: Orlando, Gainesville, London, even Ireland. Yes, you heard that right, Ireland. Imagine Duval chants echoing throughout Dublin. And while some fans might groan about home games getting played hours or continents away, think about it this way. This is a chance to grow the Jags brand on a global scale. Jacksonville's team could become an international sensation, setting the stage for a whole new level of recognition. 2. Keeping fans happy during construction. For the 2025 season, the stadium will stay partially open, but don't expect it to be smooth sailing. With certain sections still under construction, fans are going to have to deal with noise from ongoing renovations, because let's be honest, nothing says touchdown celebration like the sound of power tools in the background. Temporary seating and detours. Some of the best spots in the stadium might be closed off while crews work their magic. Reduced capacity, meaning tickets will be harder to come by and prices could spike. It's definitely going to be testing fans' patience, but when all is said and done, every single inconvenience will feel like a distant memory when they step into the new stadium for the first time. And this isn't just about renovating a stadium, it's about elevating the whole game day experience to a whole new level. So yeah, the next few years might be a little chaotic, but just remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is the most exciting stadium in the NFL. A stadium that's as green as it is grand. Jacksonville's not just going big with this stadium, it's going green too. In today's world, major sports venues are stepping up their sustainability game, and Jacksonville's making sure its $1.4 billion masterpiece isn't just a modern football palace, but also an eco-friendly marvel. Because let's be real, massive stadiums use a ridiculous amount of energy and resources. From AC to lighting, from water usage to construction materials, these venues can be an environmental nightmare if not done right. But Jacksonville, they're flipping the script, and here's how. 1. Energy-efficient design. We all know Florida heat is no joke. Keeping a stadium cool, especially one with 70,000 screaming fans, takes a ton of power. But Jacksonville's new stadium is taking a smart, efficient approach to keep fans comfortable without overloading the grid. This includes passive cooling and natural airflow systems. Instead of cranking the AC, the stadium's design will allow for better air circulation, reducing the need for constant cooling. High-efficiency LED lighting. LED stadium lights use way less power than traditional light bulbs while still making every play look picture-perfect for both fans in the stands and those watching at home. Solar panels. That Florida sun, instead of just torching fans, it will actually help the stadium reduce energy costs and a carbon footprint. Talking about turning a problem into a solution. 2. Water conservation. Fun fact, Florida gets a ton of rain, but also has droughts and water shortages. So when you're building a state-of-the-art stadium, every drop matters. Jacksonville's new design makes water conservation a top priority with low-flow plumbing systems, which drastically cut water waste in bathrooms, kitchens, and other facilities throughout the stadium. Rainwater collection and recycling. Instead of letting all that Florida rain go to waste, the stadium collects and repurposes it for irrigation and maintenance. Basically, Mother Nature's got an assist on this one. 3. Reduced carbon footprint. Sustainability isn't just about what happens inside the stadium, but also how it's built. To minimize environmental impact, the project will use locally sourced materials. Instead of shipping everything from across the country or even overseas, Jacksonville is sourcing as much as possible from nearby suppliers, cutting down on transportation emissions. Waste reduction programs. Construction products use an insane amount of waste. This stadium will implement programs to minimize landfill waste and recycle whenever possible. Bottom line, this stadium's going to be a beast, but it's not going to leave a massive carbon footprint in the process. 4. More green spaces for fans in the community. Jacksonville isn't stopping at greening the stadium itself. The whole surrounding area is getting an eco-friendly makeover. More trees and shaded areas, because if you've ever sat through September Jaguars games, you know that Florida sun isn't playing around. More greenery means cooler temperatures and happier fans. Community gardens and green spaces. The stadium complex won't just be a sports venue, it'll be a year-round gathering place with parks, gardens, and public spaces for locals to enjoy. Think about it. This isn't just about making game days better, it's about making Jacksonville better. A game changer for Jacksonville. Let's be honest, when you think of eco-friendly innovation, Jacksonville probably isn't the first city that comes to mind, but with this stadium, that's going to change. How Jacksonville's new stadium stacks up against the NFL's best. Alright, Jacksonville's new stadium is insane, but how does it really stack up to the NFL's top-tier arenas? Because let's be honest, when you're spending $1.4 billion, you want something that blows fans away, not just another generic stadium. So, okay, let's see how Jacksonville's future football fortress measures up to the league's best. SoFi Stadium, the Rams and the Chargers, $5.5 billion. SoFi is considered the king of NFL stadiums, and for $5.5 billion, it better be. Biggest and most expensive stadium ever built, insane Oculus video board wrapping around the whole stadium, surrounded by a multi-billion-dollar entertainment district. Now, Jacksonville Stadium won't have SoFi's Hollywood-level price tag, but that's not a bad thing. Instead of spending 5 times the budget, Jacksonville is prioritizing fan experience. You got better sightlines, high-tech engagement, and a focus on sustainability. Because let's be real, you don't need a $5 billion stadium to have a great game day. Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas Raiders. $1.9 billion. The Death Star of the NFL. Allegiant's all about luxury and high-tech entertainment. Fully enclosed, climate-controlled dome, Vegas-style VIP lounges, cashless transactions, and interactive fan tech everywhere. Jacksonville's biggest advantage? More natural cooling and better weather protection. Allegiant's a glorified spaceship, but that means insane cost to keep it cool. Meanwhile, Jacksonville's massive canopy provides the perfect mix of shade, airflow, and sustainability. So, while Vegas is spending a fortune on air conditioning, Jacksonville's doing it smarter. AT&T Stadium, America's team, $1.3 billion. Jerry Jones's Cowboys football palace at AT&T Stadium is all about big. Home to the world's biggest jumbotron, retractable roof, and massive party plaza. Luxury-focused experience with high-end suites and clubs. Jacksonville won't have the NFL's biggest screen, but let's be real, Dallas built that thing over 10 years ago. Instead, Jacksonville's matching AT&T's premium seating and fan experience while going next level on sustainability, because massive isn't everything. Jacksonville's new stadium, the verdict? Cheaper than Vegas and LA, but still elite. More sustainable and fan-friendly than Dallas. A bold, high-tech upgrade that puts Jacksonville on the NFL map. Bottom line, Jacksonville's not trying to outspend LA or out-luxury Dallas. Instead, it's creating a cutting-edge, fan-first stadium that balances immersive game day experience, next-gen tech, eco-friendly innovation, and honestly, that's game-changing. This isn't just an upgrade, it's revolutionary for Jacksonville. Jacksonville's $1.4 billion stadium isn't just about football, it's about the city's future. Will it live up to the hype? Let us know in your thoughts. We're dropping 2 vids a week, so like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more visionary builds.